Tesla needs to advertise. Everyone agrees. Well, okay, not everyone, but some people, and they're really, really loud about it. But Tesla doesn't engage in traditional advertising. Maybe they should do a few things. Maybe they're already doing one thing and getting roundly criticized even for that. That's what we're going to talk about. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. Well, not to mislead you folks, but I do have Randy Kirk here because, as it would happen, Randy has been engaged in the practice of marketing for decades, many decades, and he knows a thing or two about marketing, what makes good marketing and what makes bad marketing, and what makes pointless marketing. Just one example I've seen is this guy posted on, I don't remember, Reddit or X, saying, I bought a toilet seat on Amazon and now all my ads all across the seat are trying to sell me more toilet. Do they think I'm a toilet seat connoisseur? Do they think I collect them? I bought one. I won't need another for 10 years. What is. So that's just wasted money.
Yeah.
So, do you know a thing or two about marketing?
Oh yeah. I had a couple of companies. I don't know. I think I founded 40. It's actually
Mhm.
more than that, but I stopped counting in my 70s.
And
I've only started, I think, 5 companies in my 70s. So,
and several of them were legitimate businesses and not just criminal fronts.
like
Uh,
like the YouTube channel, for instance. Yeah.
well, yes, and selling bottle openers,
Bottle openers.
which
Yes.
you did in absurd volume.
It was not
They're great.
bad. It was a pretty
They're
good
great,
business.
and they were really good quality. Anyway, we're getting off topic here because I don't know about you, but you can't give Teslas away these days. But Tesla's actually trying to
I see.
prove your fealty to the Tesla brand, and you could nab a free new car. Did you know?
I think I know where you're going, but I'm not 100% positive.
This is Free car giveaways are typically associated with TV game shows, Randy,
Yes.
radio sweepstakes, Randy, or halftime contests. But right now, there's one being hosted directly by an automaker. First of all, automakers have engaged in this since automobiles existed. By participating in Tesla's Tesla Vision contest, you could score a brand new Model Y and a private tour of Giga Texas. How cool is that? Uh, and this is a video that decided to autoplay because clearly that's what I want. In 20, in 2017, Tesla had Project Love Day, a video contest named after a 10-year-old fan of the brand who wrote a letter to CEO Elon Musk suggesting that customers submit promotional video clips to make up for the company's lack of traditional advertising. I love it, a lack. That contest received thousands of submissions and was eventually won by none other than YouTube superstar Marquez Brownlee. I did not know that. That was new information to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But now Tesla's holding Tesla Vision contest as a follow-up to Project Love Day. Is it a follow-up? Is it? I mean, sure, fine. According to the company, it's here to commemorate launching deliveries of new Model Y in all continents where we operate. So, you know, Antarctica left out again. That new Model Y, the so-called Juniper version, why? Okay, first of all, tone motor trend, but which arrived earlier this year, sporting hardware updates, a remodeled interior, and a Cybertruck esque headlight bar. Ooh. So, anyway, the idea is they're going to give away one car, and two runners up will get an all expenses paid tour of the Gigafactory.
I want the second prize.
I mean, I'll take them both.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and by the way, is it a friends and family tour? Because those are
Uh,
not super helpful to me. I want an actual tour. I want a VIP tour.
yeah.
Those exist. Tesla quit pretending they don't. So yeah, and then of course it just kind of fleshes it out. Got to stretch it out,
Yeah.
but it does give information here. So first of all, Tesla can't even give these cars. They're trying to give them away.
Well, first of all, Mr. Beast is probably the record holder for giving away Teslas. He's
Oh,
giving
yes,
lots and lots and lots and lots of Teslas. And there's, I think, wasn't it Oprah who also, I don't know about Teslas, but she gave away a lot of cars on her program years
that
ago.
was GM giving those away. Those were Buicks or something like that,
Yeah.
and they didn't cover the tax, so a lot of people couldn't accept their cars.
Oh man.
Oh, what a catastrophe. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible, and she's acting like she's the one giving away, come on. And no, that was GM giving away, what, 100 cars?
Yeah.
And it was, and that didn't bat an eye. By the way, last quarter, not Tesla's best quarter. They produced 345,000 vehicles, which means in this, if that's the number we're using, Tesla will literally have to give away 20 seconds of production.
There you go.
Come on. Come on.
Yes. So first of all, I think this is a phenomenally good idea. I think it's such a phenomenally good idea. I think they should just run them one after another. Maybe
Mhm.
sell 3 months or 2 months at a time. So you go 2 months at a time for a Model Y, and then maybe 2 months
Switch it up.
for the robotaxi, and then 2 months for energy generation by megapacks. I don't know, but
Mega packs. Yeah, I'll put one in my backyard.
no, but it would give a different group of people an opportunity to do the ad. It might still be a Tesla
Yeah.
giveaway, a Tesla vehicle giveaway, but you would be
Mm.
about the mega packs because that's another category that maybe engineers and people that are a little more, geeky would have fun creating the ads for. So no, I think they should do this on a regular basis. It's been used by other companies over the years in these like one-offs. And I've always felt that it was smart. It makes people into owners, the people that actually
Yes.
think through an ad, and then maybe they don't ever do the ad, but they've had to think through the ad, and then people go to the next step and put together something and show it to their friends, before they send it in, and that encourages another bunch of people to take some ownership in Tesla, and then once you finally make it, man, now you're all in. You're never going to buy another vehicle by the Tesla your whole life because you've made that investment.
Yeah. It's a pretty silly thing to get bent out of shape about. You know, Tesla every year has their, what do you call it? That white hack, the hackathon,
Yeah.
the white hat hacker
Yeah.
convention where they say, come on in, there's a bunch of cars here, see if you can break in. And they give away Teslas to people who can break into them. They can't give them away. They can absolutely give them away. And there's a lot of ways to generate coverage. Do you know how much money they must have spent permitting Marquez Brownlee and Sandy Monroe and Carmudgeon to come in and have an early look at the Cybertruck? They paid nothing. They
Yeah.
got over 100 million views. And we discussed this at the time. I don't know what 100 million views costs if you were to purchase ads, but I'm going to guess the cost is substantial.
Substantial.
A- And people don't want to watch an ad, but people want to watch a story. And this promotion will generate stories. Uh, there's a story I saw the other day. A gentleman in Brazil bought a BYD Dolphin, has 170,000 miles on it because he uses it as a commercial vehicle, as a car for hire. And that's great free press for BYD. This is more of that. Tesla knows how to get the right people in the right places, except for one. And it's funny. The I saw a post on X saying mainstream media is only critical of robotaxi because they didn't get an invite. And I think that's mistaken. I think if they had an invite, they'd still be critical. They might be a little softer, but they'd still be critical. And I didn't get an invite. I'm plenty annoyed about that. And you don't see me trying to throw someone off a bridge, and that's because I wear a mask when I do it.
I see. Yes,
That's
must be.
yeah, oh, foolproof,
But
foolproof.
I also saw people complaining that it was, the Tesla bulls and the Tesla fanboys doing
Mm.
these videos, except they were giving the full stream the whole time. So there was like, I mean, yes, you can moderate over that and try to dismiss things as not being important that maybe should have been important. But overall, I don't see how those couldn't be the best possible editorial commentaries on the vehicles when you're seeing the actual drive.
Well, you can't invite Herbert. Of course, he's only going to show the good and edit out the bad. Um, 4.5 hour live stream. He did not there I don't think the technology exists to edit that in real time. I mean, that's a lot of people have preconceived notions. So Randy, let's talk promotion.
Okay.
What else would you suggest for marketing that Tesla, whichever you prefer, uh, should could do that would be cost effective and and beneficial? You already said keep this jubilee rolling, but
Yeah,
what else?
I would be at every state fair. I would be at every national, any kind of event where there's thousands and thousands of people, and they charge you, of course, to do these things at the state fair. But I would be either showing a robotaxi. I would have a robotaxi out there that people could take a ride in, even if they only
Hmm.
rode for 1,000 feet or 10,000 feet or whatever, just down and back. Just let them ride in a robotaxi. Maybe it goes through a little obstacle course or something that proves that it can see and doesn't run over some kind of a silhouette of a child. uh, I don't know where I got that idea. Anyway, and so something like that. Or I've been saying for years and years and years, rent out uh, abandoned parking lots, like or parking
Mm.
lots on weekends, and where it's big enough to have a 0 to 60, so people can come in and either for free or charge them $10. My kids got me $100 ride in the Lamborghini one time. They had the cone set up, and I got to get in the Lamborghini. And for about 10 minutes for that $100, I got to drive that Lamborghini as fast as I could around those cones. Well, I think most people that are interested in it would just love to try a plaid 0 to 60. And maybe you give them two or three, four rides for your $10, but 0 to 60 and then stop and then come back and do it again. I don't know. But that kind of stuff, believe me, you're going to create crazy fans with events like that. And it's, again, almost free. It costs you, you know, putting that car out on the street and a couple of employees to work it.
You look at something like Disney movies or Pixar movies, they don't necessarily need to advertise aggressively, yet they do exactly what you're describing, not the driving part, but going to fairs. I'm trying to remember, I don't remember the name of the movie, but it was an animated movie. And in it, there was a van. They were trying to drive somewhere in a van. It wasn't Scooby Doo. I don't remember the name of it. They were like Alien Invasion, maybe the Millers or something. I don't know. Anyway, they had a van. They made the van. And I know that because I saw it in Reno at the Automotive Museum last weekend. The van exists. They took it around on display, and when they finished, they put it in a museum. They donated it to a museum because what are we going to do with this goofy looking cartoonized van? Tesla drops the ball a bit on that. They were supposed to be at our event in Michigan. They were given a free space to be there for free, and they ghosted us. So
Can you
that's
imagine though? As I was thinking about it, can you imagine though country fairs, which most of the fairs, even in
oh
California,
sure.
there's lots and lots of fairs in California, but they tend to be country fairs. Okay, the Orange County Fair, which is a major, what do you want to call it, residential neighborhood now, it is a country fair. The Pomona Fair is a country fair. So you could go to these country fairs where you're going to get a lot of people who like trucks
Mm-hmm.
who have
Mm-hmm.
farms. And you
Mm-hmm.
could have a Cybertruck or two or three or 10, and you could let people drive the Cybertruck, which is a completely unique experience. Apparently, I haven't been in one yet, but a completely unique experience in terms of a driving experience, much less as a truck, people getting to see all the different ways that they can use it as a power source, etc.
That's an interesting idea. The fairs I've been to didn't have a place where I think you could drive because the space was so tight. But even if you just had them on display and in front of one, it said um, average fuel cost per year for an F 150 or 250, average juice in these counties here.
Right.
Uh, that would be that would be huge because on the highway at 85 miles an hour, which is the speed limit for parts of my journey and the speed we just went for the rest of the journey, we still got almost 250, I think it was 257 watt hours per mile. So basically 4 miles per kilowatt at that speed, which
Yeah.
means if I was charging at home, I'd be paying 2 pennies a mile, which is, for those
Good
scoring
deal.
along at home, a pretty good deal. Whereas if you had a Corolla or a Camry or an Accord that's getting 30 miles to the gallon at $3 a gallon, that's still 10 cents a mile. That's 5 times the juice cost. I don't know how you argue with that. And there's, yeah, there, and you could, I mean, enter them in tractor pulls. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
why not? And but of course, why would we do that when Kid Rock will drive one into his arena tour for free? Not
Free.
even for free. Someone had to pay for that damn thing. So, yeah. And I don't know if you've seen any recent pictures of Kid Rock, but he looks like Dr. Phil dressed up as Kid Rock. It's terrible. I don't know what happened. It must be something in the water. Uh, yeah, it's a great Halloween costume, but of yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that's enough. I think we've solved I think we've found world peace. It's solved. Guys, in the comments, what did we miss? What did we misunderstand? Head over to Randy Kirk's channel. I will be on there 3 times this week because he tricked me into giving him a third episode uh, because he's just very good at marketing. Tied it in. Everybody else, like, subscribe. You know what you're doing. Stay tuned and juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots. Perhaps in the comments over on Randy's channel.